Bhagavad Gita, the ancient text that holds the key to unlocking your full potential in this modern world. Now, this ancient text that was composed thousands and thousands of years ago based on the conversation that happened between Sri Krishna and Arjuna holds the key to a successful life, to mastering our mind and our reality itself. In my journey, I have come across many great personal development books and teachings, but none of these teachings even come close to explaining the nature of reality and achieving success when we look at the hidden wisdom in the ancient Gita. In this video, I will reveal to you the 5 powerful lessons through the 5 important verses of Bhagavad Gita, which if you truly understand it, has the potential to transform your life forever. The Advaita channel is about consciousness and conscious creation. Here we explore Vedanta and various spiritual teachings from ancient India to understand the nature of reality and to consciously create our lives. Lesson 1, Self-Mastery. Here Krishna speaks about taming the mind and taking control of our own tendencies. The chapter 6 verse 5 says, which translates to, one must elevate oneself by one's own mind, not degrade oneself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Gita here is speaking about the importance of mind. If you have been following our channel and if you have been understanding the nature of reality and the nature of consciousness, you by now understand that all we are right now is a bundle of thoughts, is mind. If we do not consciously take charge of this mind, then our reality will not be in accordance with our desires. We cannot live our full potential. So it is very important for us to develop self-awareness and take an audit of our mental activity and mental tendencies. Through this, we can begin to tame the mind and take control of the mind. And once we control our mind, we control our reality. And here is the practice that you can do every single day when it comes to this particular verse. Begin to meditate 5 to 10 minutes a day. Begin to be aware of your thoughts, the movements in the mind, the tendencies, etc., without actively controlling them. Just simply be aware and be detached. Through this, you will become aware of your thoughts and you will develop self-awareness. The mind, once you become aware of it, slowly comes under your control. Now, lesson 2 is the power of detachment. This is one of the most famous verses of the Gita. And it says, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalahe turbhur ma te sangotva karmani. This comes from the 2nd chapter, 47th verse. And this translates to, you have the right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, nor be attached to inaction. This encapsulates the entire teaching of Karma Yoga. What Krishna is saying here is that we need to simply focus on the work that we have. We need to focus on our responsibilities and not on the fruits of our actions or the outcomes of the action. Because even if we look at it practically, the outcomes are never under our control. Only the inputs are in our control. So when we pay attention to the inputs and when we do the job in the right way with utmost attention and surrenderness, then the results will naturally manifest in our favor. Krishna is also speaking from a higher perspective here. He is telling us that all there is that one infinite intelligence. That Krishna, that consciousness is all there is. And our ego is simply an appearance. It is simply a temporary identification that we have. So all the results of our action, when we leave it and when we surrender it to that God, to Krishna or that consciousness, it naturally frees up a lot of energy for us, which we can in turn use to perform our activity in the right way. And not only that, this divine consciousness or Krishna represents infinite grace. When we surrender our goals and the outcomes of our action to this Krishna, naturally the divine grace will be in our favor and it will help us to achieve whatever it is that we want to achieve. This is Karma Yoga and this is the ideal way to live. Nowadays, there is a lot of hype about the flow state. This is the state that the great athletes and high performers strive to be in during their performance. Karma Yoga is also about flow state according to me. When we surrender the outcomes of our action and when we completely focus our energy and attention in the present moment to the activity at hand, we enter the flow state and we perform our best. So, this is the power of detachment. And here is the practical tip. Choose one task this week and perform it to the best of your abilities. Do not think about the outcomes of this task. Let this be an important task that you must do this week and just surrender the outcomes to that God, to that intelligence, to the self or whatever you want to call it, and simply give your best in the present moment. Just see where this takes you. Lesson number 3, the path of Dharma. In the ancient Sanatana Dharma, the word Dharma itself is defined in this way. Dharayate iti Dharma, which translates to Dharma is that which sustains. So sustainability is Dharma. Sustainability not just at the physical level, but at all levels. Now let us look at chapter 3, verse 35. This translates to, it is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties. For to allow another's path is dangerous. Here, Krishna is speaking about the importance of Swadharma and walking our path in life. When we constantly compare ourselves to others and when we become open to the judgment of others, then we live a difficult life. When we blindly try to follow someone else's life, we are falling into a trap according to Krishna. What Krishna here is saying is that look at your own life, look at your own path and walk your path with confidence. He's saying that it is better to follow your path and not be very good at it compared to walking on someone else's path and living someone else's life. This verse is not just about the social roles, rather it is talking about discovering our unique purpose and talents and using them in service of something greater than ourselves. In the modern context, this can mean finding a work or a purpose for our life that aligns with our values and abilities, or pursuing a life path that feels authentic to who we truly are. And here is a practical step that you can take. Look at your own life. Do you think that you are following or you are walking on your path, or do you think what you are doing is not congruent with who you truly are? Look at your values, look at your deepest tendencies, look at who you are as a person at the fundamental level, and see the activities that you perform and the things that you do in life are actually in alignment with these values and tendencies. If not, think about what you wish to do in life. Spend some time and come up with a life vision. Lesson 4 is about transcending the ego. Verse 71 from 2nd chapter says, this means a person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. Krishna here is speaking about the nature of ego. The ego that we have is such that it holds on to things. Whatever we do, it identifies with it. And because of this, we suffer. It is because of our attachment with this body, with this mind, and with this ego, we experience all the pain and suffering in this world. The moment we begin to disidentify from this ego, and the moment we begin to recognize our true nature as what it actually is, we begin to let go of things. Whatever happens in the external world, it will not have a lot of effect on us if we are detached from the ego. The more we are identified with the ego, the more suffering we go through. The less we are identified with the ego, the less suffering and the less stress and anxiety we experience. So, this is a very important concept to grasp. And as a practical step, you can begin to look at your own life and see where you are suffering and where you are experiencing stress and anxiety. Take an account of this, understand that your ego is doing this to you, and begin to disidentify yourself from the ego. Just let everything be. Detach your awareness from the external world and simply witness everything. Lesson 5 is the yoga of equanimity. Bhagavad Gita gives a tremendous amount of importance to balance and equanimity. Chapter 2 verse 48 says, which is, perform your duty equipoised, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Krishna here is speaking about the importance of being balanced. He is talking about the importance of being detached through the ups and downs of life. We experience success sometimes, we experience failure sometimes. Sometimes things go as per our plan and sometimes it doesn't. Krishna here is talking about the importance of staying balanced. And this equanimity or balance is called yoga. And the more we live like this, the more we experience inner peace and fulfillment. As a practical exercise to this verse, whenever you encounter something challenging, just stop, take a few breaths, and detach yourself from the situation. Just recognize that things come and go. There are ups and downs in life, but your mind can be calm and you can be detached from the external happenings. Just this recognition and just this understanding gives our life a tremendous amount of balance and peace. Now understand that the teachings of Gita are not simply intellectual or philosophical. These are practical strategies to live life successfully. And if you want to go deeper into Vedanta and understand conscious creation and join our private community, the Advaita Conscious Society, to make conscious creation a part of your life and create a life of fulfillment and holistic abundance, then check out this special video that we have created for you. Through this video, you can understand the 4 pillars of conscious creation, you can understand how to make it a part of your life, and you can learn more about ACS and how to join us.